Oh, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It's like some automated.
Yeah.
A broadcasting legend in his own mind. He's known to be prickly and very opinionated. It's time to get in the huddle with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. It's me, Coach Muddle, Nevada Nick, and Captain Jack squeaking in just under the wire. So, oh shit! Why does it do that? I'm sick and tired of this crap with Facebook, man. It said I went live. I press on it. It's yesterday's damn show, and until I realize it, like what the hell, man? Unbelievable.
I'm gonna guess operator error.
Yes, not operator error. You press the button given to you that pops up.
There you go, Coach.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
So, but yeah, fuck you and your Facebook business crap. So anyway, all right, we got football tonight. We got a football game being played tonight.
Yeah.
So
can we do baseball first?
Go ahead.
I know your Yankees are out, but there's significant things going on.
All right, go ahead.
My Dodgers were my World Series pick, not before the season. I had Yankees winning it all before the season. But after I saw, probably about 40 games, I had said Dodgers. And, look, last night's loss, not a great loss, obviously. But, man, what a bomb drop when you hear Kershaw's getting scratched. Because, honestly, not even the fact that he's missing this game, the fact now, look, they've already lost one game. So they're probably looking at going 6 or 7, because I don't think they're going to win 4 straight. And now Kershaw can't pitch in game or 6 or 7 because they're looking at him starting 4. So obviously then he would be on 2 days rest. Like that's not going to happen. So it's a pretty big loss for the Dodgers to lose their best pitcher. Now their lineup's been hitting all year, but look, man, the Braves got 2 good starters. Fried's as good as there is out there, and they got Anderson going tonight, who's been pitching really well. The Dodgers might be in trouble, which is not good for me because, I got over $1,000 laying on the line on the Dodgers. So, it is what it is. But, I felt bad. I honestly thought the Dodgers have been knocking on the door for a long time now. And I think if they don't win it this year, I think you'll see some changes in regards to the managerial. I think Dave Roberts will go because I think Captain agreed with me last time. Dave Roberts almost blew game 2 against the Padres last week. He just played with that game like it was a regular season game, trying to get his closer's confidence. And they had the bases loaded, and they were only up 1 run when they went into the game with the 9th inning with a 3-run lead. And he plays and plays and plays. And, that could have been a huge swing in that series. In a 5-game series, they win game 2. Who knows what happens? Maybe it changes things. They get some momentum. You know it, Coach. When you're down 2-0 in a 3-game series, I know you got to try to take it that 1 game at a time thing, but it's hard because you got to win 3 straight games, which is not easy.
Absolutely, but Kershaw, isn't it kind of par for the course by now for him to miss, some playoff starts? I'm not talking about regular season. No, it's playoff time.
I don't know that he has due to injury. He's definitely struggled in the playoffs, no doubt.
He's missed a couple, because of back spasms over the last couple of years as well. And when he's been in there, he's struggled. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's missed any. I'll look it up in a minute, but I know that he has been out with back spasms, but I don't recall any of those being in the postseason. I thought it was during the regular season. I'll look it up in a second there, Coach.
And just to see how things have changed in the last 24 hours, the Rays are now the favorite to win the World Series. Dodgers,
Who?
The Rays. Yeah, the Rays. So, yeah.
You mean this team that I didn't actually because I didn't want to piss Coach off. I wore the Bullum Durs. Boy, that's
Borum Dulls. Oh, now I'm doing Borum Dulls.
The Durham
Bulls. Now you got me doing,
Durham Bulls.
Yeah, Durham Bulls. And I was actually, if I would have had a little bit of more time, I was actually going to get my Durham Bulls hat.
Yeah.
But I went to get something to drink, and I was like, oh, shit, it's 5:59. I got to get in here. So apologies for mismatching hats and shirts, but yeah, Durham Bulls, and this is their AAA affiliate shirt that I was wearing. So it's not to upset the coach, and probably wouldn't want to throw it up on camera. What was my point? Oh yeah, I mean, as far as with Kershaw, yeah, and again,
the better for you, Captain.
Yeah, there you go. All-Star game, Durham, and actually, and if you, for those that have ever seen the movie Bull Durham, that's actually their old stadium. You know, their new stadium is wonderful. In fact, when I was going out there, when I was stationed up at Bragg, and I wanted to go to a Durham Bulls game, and I saw their brand new stadium, and I'm like, wow, this is really, really, really nice. And I was expecting the old, park that they had, for the TV. I thought I was the only one drinking. No, I'm not drinking yet. It's just good iced tea. I still got my.
I am, Mike.
Pain. Yes, there we go.
Well, you're a Giants fan. So
that might drive you to drink.
Yeah.
But I thought the Yankees Rays was a look. It could have went either way. Yeah. I thought Cole did what he was paid to do. I thought Boone should have let him go a little longer. I thought he brought Chapman in a little early.
Yeah.
And Chapman, the guy even said it who was announcing, whoa, he's really catching up to Chapman, because it was like an 11 or 12 pitch at bat.
Right.
And then boom, and it's like, sometimes when they start catching up to that fastball, you got to go to something else. I know you just want to overpower everybody, but these hitters are good too. And Chapman, like, it almost pissed me off. I had money on the Yankees. He was smiling. It's like, what are you smiling about, dude? This is a close game, and you just gave up a solo home run, and this is the second time he did it. But
actually,
if I was them, I would get rid of Boone. I'm not a fan.
They just announced he's coming back.
I don't agree with it.
Okay, and I don't agree with that either. But he's a yes man, so he's going to be there for a while, regardless. Yeah. But here, I put blame on Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Okay, for not knowing the field.
Yeah, if he jumps right there,
that was that was a takeaway. You could have took away that home run.
Yeah.
Okay. And what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I heard that was weird.
It wasn't Brosow's home run. It was
the first one.
Right. The first one
by Neto.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Aaron Judge for not knowing the field. Okay, I mean, what's the first thing you do? And I mean, you go and walk the field. I mean, but this is game 5. You've been there for 5 games. You should know that already. And I'm just saying, he's tracking the ball. Know where you are in the field, though. Put your hand out, do something. I mean, know that lip's there.
Because he hit the wall before he could go to. Another one I like was Luke Voigt, guaranteeing a win after game 4. Just keep your mouth shut and play, and then you go 0-3. So hit under 200 in the playoffs. I know he's your boy, Coach, but I don't like guys who guarantee wins and then don't get a hit.
Okay, and going back, and I haven't looked at the Kershaw thing yet. I apologize because I'm getting involved with this. Mm-hmm. Coach, with the lip being where it is, and you'd have to be out about another 2 feet. Okay, if he is compensating for the lip and he jumps, would the compensation of being out 2 feet put him where
he's 6'8"? He's 6'8", so I don't think so, because that ball I think it hit the top of the wall, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
it hit the top of the wall, so that should have been almost a routine.
And I heard it on the radio, and that was the first thing the broadcaster said, was that he misjudged it in the way he jumped into the wall and slammed into the wall, that he should have just ran and jumped up and would have been able to catch the ball, kind of like Bellinger did for the Dodgers in the last series.
Yeah, now it's a fantastic.
You know what, Mike? It is. It is. But the other two.
Hey, talk about
it.
Now he's throwing me under the bus.
I brought it up.
Whoa, Captain! You're wearing a daggone baseball shirt.
Yeah, but
we can talk about his hat.
But I didn't bring up the subject.
We can talk about. Yeah, did you hear what happened, Captain, with Florida?
And that's exactly why I wore the hat, because I wanted to bring up a subject for the show. And I am trying not to I'm trying to not to remain volcanic. By the way, Coach, that video that you said you were going to look at before it went up without edits.
You're in the huddle. Who's this?
It's Jared in Pittsburgh. What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Not too bad. Nick, first off, I got to say sorry about your Eagles there this week, Howard. You guys gave us a game, however. I will say that, Howard. You guys came ready to play, however. And Carson Wentz did pretty halfway decent, however, so I will tip my cap to you and your boys, however, this week. They came ready to play, however, but no match for the Steelers. Coach, as far as your Giants, though, I mean, yeah, that was a tough one against the Dallas Cowboys, if you will, Howard. And definitely prayers for Dak, and hopefully he will be making a very, very speedy recovery. I mean, that was just brutal beyond words to watch. But speaking of New York, the
game was brutal to watch. Take Dak out of it. It was brutal.
And Jared, I think your Steelers are going to lose on Sunday to the Browns.
You know, everyone is talking about that this week, and it could very well happen. I mean, the Browns, despite the fact they played no one tough yet, could come into Pittsburgh and punch the Steelers right in the chops, however. They could really knock them around. But remember, Baker's got some rib issues, however, going into this week's game, however. That's the big question, however. Will he be ready to go? I think he is going to be ready to go, but we're going to see what happens there. And, of course, the story in New York, obviously, is that the Jets are thinking about trading Darnold and, of course, apparently Le'Veon Bell, according to reports, however. That is what I've been hearing. It looks like they're going to be shot out of New York, however, once and for all, however, if not by the end of this season. As far as college football goes, I'm sure Captain Jack and all of you have heard of the story about Florida, however, and now the question is...
No, wait, Jared. I know you give great report. Don't step on something I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I wanted to get to that too.
That was Captain Apple. He's wearing a Florida hat.
Yeah.
I just want to say how I hope they get. Let me just say this, and I will say this now, and I'm not going to step on anyone's toes about this. I do hope they get the game in. I hope they can get it in.
We'll see.
The other story, of course, today, Dustin Johnson is not going to be playing at the CJ Cup at Shadow Creek. Apparently, however, he is apparently tested positive for COVID-19. So he will not be playing this week in Las Vegas, apparently. So he will be out of the tournament this week, however. And like I said, however, there's just we got Clayton Kershaw not pitching tonight, however, for the Dodgers against the Braves, which is getting underway right now, like we said. And apparently now I'm reading reports, apparently, according to sources, however, and this is within the last half hour, Stan Van Gundy apparently is one of the finalists for the Pelican job in New Orleans, apparently.
Wow.
And I don't get that one.
All right. Jared, all right. Good stuff. We're going to
the call, buddy.
Football game coming up. We got to get everything in. I appreciate the call, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And Jared, I don't, and it's just so you know, too, as he hangs up, I don't say I think the Steelers are going to get beat by the Browns because they aren't. Steelers are a good team. I wonder about Big Ben, you know, him in the pocket. I know he had some success against the Eagles, but I love the defense. I really do. I just think this is a good spot for the Browns running the ball. And look, the Browns are impressive. They beat, everybody said last week, let's see what they can do. They went in and beat the Colts pretty handily. And like I said, I thought the Colts are good defensively. They were missing their best defensive player. But man, Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees both look like they can't throw the ball 20 yards down the field. So it's kind of brutal. Now the Saints, I think, can still have some success because of the weapons they have on the team and Kamara and the way Peyton runs the offense. But the Colts, if they don't run the ball, I mean, I just don't know what they're going to be able to do offensively because Rivers is bad, man.
I think Brissett, we might see him. I think we've got to see him here shortly.
I think Captain mentioned that last night, and I think they should. Yeah,
and the other thing is that Brissett is well acclimated to the players that are already on that team. Rivers is coming in there basically playing a pickup game where you have some guy that you think is a ringer. Well, that ringer sucks. Let Jacoby Brissett go with that team because he was there last year. He knows Frank Reich's system. Right. I thought it was a mistake bringing Rivers in. I would, like I said,
I agree.
Brissett there.
those guys had a history though too, because he was in San Diego,
the offensive coordinator in San Diego.
I get that, but if you're old and you can't fucking shot put the ball 5 yards down the field, and and like Nick said that he should have been let go last year. I said you're about a year late in that one. They should have gotten rid of him 2 years ago, and I've seen that. And it was always that Rivers will always throw a pick six at the most inopportune time for the fans of the team that he's playing for, an opportune time for the team that he's playing. It's like he's going to cough it up in such a way, and it's going to be where he will lose the game for his team.
He did it last Sunday, and then they got lucky and ran the kickback. But he did it in a huge critical point just a couple of days ago. So, and not just that, they paid him $25 million. So you could have had that money go to either roll over to next year or spent more wisely. And that's the thing too. Cam only got like a couple million this year?
It was like 2.5, I think.
And they're giving him 10 times that. It made no sense. And look, the Colts have a very, very good team around them. Around him, excuse me. I mean, I don't love the receivers, but okay, draft a receiver or something. I don't get it, because that's the team where they're a quarterback away. They really are. They are a quarterback away from being right in the top tier of teams. And Jared mentioned too about Le'Veon Bell. Who's going to give Woody? Honestly, for somebody to take that contract, I think you might have to give a draft pick up for them to take Le'Veon Bell.
There's only 2 years left in that contract.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of money, Coach.
A lot of money. You're right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
for
money.
a running back that's washed up.
But you don't know, because the Jets never used them. So there might be some extra tread on that. But again, I would be wary too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So.
It's a lot of money. And Stids put two Rivers as a statue. And it's true too. He doesn't have an arm. And when he's about to get hit, Captain had said too, he just throws the ball up sometimes and just puts it in the air. And he does that way too much instead of throwing it away or whatever. It makes it makes no sense. And Mike, there's a good football game on tonight. Two undefeated teams. And I think it's kind of going to let you know about who's in that upper echelon of the AFC. I know it's only one game, but still, you got a 4-0 team playing a 3-0 team.
Really, I just don't – I don't know because the Titans haven't played in 3 weeks.
2 weeks, I think.
Or 2 weeks, whatever. Right. They haven't played in a while. So
no, you're right.
They haven't been able to practice either. I mean, they had illegal practices, but,
not official practice.
Right.
That. There you go there.
Why haven't we heard anything about that?
Right.
That's one thing I'll agree with Captain. They slapped the Raiders on the wrist, but the Colts. The Colts. The Titans have an outbreak, have a practice after they find out somebody tested positive for COVID, and yet there's no word of what's going on with that. That's highly questionable.
That's another ESPN show, but it is true. Again, there is no rhyme or reason in the NFL as to what you're going to do with fines and deductions and, wrist slapping or not. It's like, who's the favorites, man? Who are favorites? And Coach, I'm very sorry to say, if you don't think that that's true, then you must have been inhaling some sort of THC substances that you're not knowing, okay? Because there's favoritism in the NFL, and that's just the way it is. You can actually say that there's favoritism in every major league sport, because there are the haves and the have-nots, the ones that get over on some teams in baseball, football, hockey, and basketball. Your four major sports has favoritism as far as the ownership, the groups, the players. It's just the way it is. And I defy anybody to say otherwise. And
I think a part of it, too, is ownership and who's got the juice with ownership. Right. Jerry Jones, Jeffrey Lurie, Robert Kraft, those are the guys, Arthur Blank, who made some really interesting comments about his quarterback, Matt Ryan. Basically, they gave him the opportunity to give him, say he's the future still, or even though he's older, but he wouldn't commit. And I understand it because, some people – give him shit, but I think it's the right thing to do. Like he said, that's the new coach's decision to make and front office, and he's right. Matt Ryan shouldn't be pushed on any coach. If he was 24 and coming off an MVP year. It's a little different. He's 36 coming off an MVP season years back. Not
right. But I believe that, look, you're right now, as the draft order falls, you're number 2.
Right.
Justin Fields is sitting there. Not that I don't think Justin Fields is a guy that's going to be, granted, I was wrong about the guy in Arizona too, but I just don't see him as that guy. So, we'll definitely see. But I mean, I know that if I am the head coach or I'm the general manager, I am linked to the draft, and I got to start with my franchise quarterback, and I think that's what they're going to do in Atlanta. They got to, and I hate to say it, I think that's what's going to happen in New York, and I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen in the other New York team, meaning my Giants as well.
Right. Okay,
I don't. Come on, you're going to bring in a new general manager on the Giants side. You have to. There's no question there. But the sorry-ass Giant ownership and the Maras and their freaking dementia is really annoying to us Giant fans because the NFL has to step in again and kick you in the ass to get you to do something. So they need to fire this fat ass who treats the fan base like we're a bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh, fat lives matter, Coach. Come on. Let's not go on to weight things. I'm weight challenged, obviously. Fat lives matter, Coach. Let's not go to somebody's weight problems.
Right, whatever. Okay. So they need to fire him now because here's the problem. Here's the problem that of course the Giants run into again is you have 2 general manager spots that are open right now that can get filled.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose out on the top tier general manager guys.
Right.
And
well, there's going to be a ton of head coaching jobs open this year, too. I mean, we already have 2, and there's a lot more that are coming. I think Mike Zimmer's going to be fired. I think Anthony Lynn's going to be fired.
Really? Anthony Lynn? Really? Well,
4.
I get that. But you know what? The Chargers are in the record. They're 1-4.
I know they're playing better.
They're like a 3-2 team, man.
But Captain,
at worst.
But Captain, the last 2 weeks, 17-point leads, and you blow them, Captain. And I agree with you, but you got to win those games, and you're going to get tired. Look, and that's one good thing for you, Coach. Look, Justin Herbert was the 3rd quarterback drafted, and boy, does he look good. But once again, we talk about situation. Justin Herbert's in the best situation. He's in a lot better situation than Joe Burrow is right now. If Joe Burrow was on LA, I think he looked pretty damn good too because you got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You got a couple backs in the backfield.
He's in, and we talk about this all the time. It's situations, and unfortunately, and I wouldn't be surprised if Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, pulls an Eli or Peyton Manning and says, I don't want to go to a shitty team. And people don't realize this. Peyton Manning told the Jets that he's going back to school. He wasn't coming out. He told the Jets that. So if the Jets didn't have the number 1 pick, he would have came out early. He didn't want to go to the Jets. Eli told San Diego he didn't want to go there. He wasn't going there. So
and if they hadn't traded him to the Giants, he probably would have pulled a Bo Jackson. Where Bo had gone to the Bucks the year before and sat out the year and was draft eligible. But the thing was with Bo was that he used baseball as a reason why he wasn't going to play. And that's why it was a coup for the Raiders to draft him in the friggin' 7th round, because everybody thought that Bo was just going to be a baseball player. And he went about doing, I know, I'm getting Raiders involved in this, but it was relevant to this conversation. He told Al Davis said, you can play baseball and then come play for us. So he was put into a good position like that. But if Lawrence does not want to play for the Giants, or if the Giants know that and they draft the Jets. Well, I wouldn't play for the Giants or the Jets, but that's just me. But if there's if there's a team that he doesn't want to play for, then he might say, you know what? I'm not going to go in. LA did the same thing. He used baseball as a reason for staying in that extra year.
Right. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go to the Colts. He didn't want to go to the Colts. Yeah. So,
right now, Captain, do you want to get into what's going on at your college school?
Yeah. Other than Jared pretty much letting the cat out of the bag for two reasons. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Okay, you said it. Couple things going on. Dan Mullen was crucified on, I think, immediately after the game with A&M, saying that he wanted to see the stands packed in Florida. And I'm on record. Okay, I get it. I'm not going to talk about the political ramifications of COVID. I can give a rat's ass what your politics are. What I am saying is it is a medical fact that there is a pandemic. It's a medical fact that there is some shit going on, and you have the flu season on top of allergy season on top of a pandemic, okay? There's no reason to have 80,000 people in the fucking stands. None. Dan Mullen says that, hey, let's do it. We're doing good. We're doing things the right way here in Florida. We've done all of the good things. We're ahead of the curve. And then the very next friggin' day or so, they have an additional 5 people turned positive at Florida. And I don't know who the players are because they're a little bit tighter on that because they're not professionals. Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is,
so yeah, they don't want to give advantage to the other
right,
team.
right. Yeah. But they're saying that there's 5 players that have showed up. They've already gone to A&M. They've already gone to LSU, saying, hey, this is what's going on. There is a very good chance that if things don't get better, and remember, this is what, Tuesday? If things don't get better by the end of the week, just like the Vanderbilt game was already postponed from this weekend and moved to December 12th, don't be surprised if Florida LSU gets a bump to the end of the season.
Yeah, well, they got flexibility in college, which the NFL doesn't. And I think the NFL needs to get their shit together because if you looked at it today, they put all the flex changes out, and it's just like this game got moved to this game got moved to that game got moved to. And look, we're only 5 weeks in here,
right?
So we need to expect more of this. So I think the realistic thing would be, all right, guys. Like I said, I would take whatever is your last week and move it back 2 weeks. And then you got a buffer in there or whatever you got to do, just something like that. Because, obviously all teams need to play on Sunday that last week. So there's no advantage for the following week in the playoffs. You know what I mean? But look, if we want to get football in the stadium, it's something that needs to be, this, a whole season of football, it's something that needs to be talked about. And yeah, I did see that today, Stiz. They're pissed off because they've lost their home field. And to me, it's like, you know what? The Saints, your problems are on the field. Yeah, they have a great home field advantage, no doubt, in the Superdome. It is, but their problems are on the field right now, and they need to get them squared away because last night they almost went to 2-3, and luckily they came back and beat the Chargers, and they're 3-2. Maybe they should talk about star receivers who were supposed to play and are punching teammates in walkthrough. That sounds like more of the problem for the Saints, who I picked to win the Super Bowl than not playing at home.
Yeah, and the bad thing is that I actually said that the NFC South, you still had to go through Nolans, and again, it's almost night and day. Like Drew Brees has aged like 5 years in 1 year. Okay, because in all of the key situations last night, and I was looking at him, who was the quarterback for the Saints in those key situations?
Yep.
It was not Drew Brees.
Yeah, because he can't throw the ball down the field.
Right.
And they said that. They put Taysom Hill in the game to throw the ball down the field. And Drew's had a little before, Captain, a little what I'll call like the pitchers get dead arm, where late in the year it seems like he might be tiring. But it hasn't been like this where even last night throwing 5-yard outs to Kamara and he's throwing them at his feet and he just doesn't have a lot of zing on the ball.
So are we going to see Winston?
They should. In fact, Bruce Gradkowski, who's one of the guys I actually follow on Twitter, the best tweet I ever saw from last night was, why or isn't it strange that the incoming crowd noise in New Orleans is saying Winston, Winston, Winston? Funny, but it's true, is that you got a kid who's got a rocket arm. He's got $1 million arm and a 5-cent head. Hopefully, if Peyton can do something to him to cut down on his stupid mistakes, that's the way the Saints should go. You got Taysom Hill, who is great for gadgets, But you know what, Drew? Love you, brother, but you need to go. You need to go.
I mean, I don't think he's done. We'll see. I mean, but there's definitely something wrong. I mean, he can still be accurate, but when you can't throw the ball down the field, you're losing that ability to stretch, open the middle of the field up. And that's where they love to work. That's where Michael Thomas works. So I almost wonder if when you get to a bye and they have, maybe an easier game, and I know there's no easy game per se in the NFL, but you don't give Winston a try and see what he can do in that offense. Look, I mean, it's, there's a lot of issues because like Captain said, and it's true, and they brought it up on the broadcast last night, it seemed like when they wanted to throw the ball down the field, they brought Taysom Hill on, and there was one play he had it, but Taysom Hill's not the answer either.
No, he's
just not he's not a quarterback. Like,
Right.
They're trying to play him at receiver, and I get it. He does confuse some things. He can run with the ball, but you can see he's far from being an every down quarterback,
Right.
So, I would give Winston a whirl. And Michael Johnson, I agree with you. AFC North is the toughest division. I thought it was the NFC West, but the 49ers are banged up, and Arizona's kind of just been inconsistent. But, if you go from top to bottom, the AFC North is probably the best division in football right now.
I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that.
I would on woulda, coulda, shoulda, because other than, like I said, if you got the Chiefs, the Raiders, and what should be a good team in Los Angeles.
If the Chargers were healthy, it would be an argument.
Yeah.
If they were healthy. But I know they had leads and they should have won, but they didn't, Captain. And that's
I got you. I got you.
Right. Yeah, no, they should have beat the Chiefs. They should have won last week against the Bucs, and they should have probably beat the Saints last night. But, bad teams or good teams don't lose games like that. Occasionally you're going to have a bad loss, but those are some games there's no excuses. And that's why I think Anthony Lynn's going to be looking for a job because they're going to look to go new. And I wouldn't be surprised, too, because I think Eric Bieniemy is going to be the hot coach. I really do. I think he's going to be that young offensive mind because that's where teams are tending to go now for new franchises. Yeah. Young offensive mind, veteran defensive coordinator. That's the playbook. Sean McVay, Doug Peterson, but we'll see.
And again, not that I'm wishing the Chargers well. I hope that they continue to slide and slide and slide, at least for the 2 games that they have upcoming with the Raiders, if not more. But, again, no power, hey, more power to him. No power to him. Anthony Lynn, sorry, buddy, sucks being you. And hopefully that team does not go and get that second win. Hopefully they just explode or implode or just totally hit the shit bit. That's all. I'm wishing it, not for injury. Just I hope the whole team goes to shit.
You look at last night. Keenan Allen got hurt and missed the second half. Brian Beluga was out at tackle. Trey Turner, 5-time Pro Bowler guard from the Panthers, he was out last night. Joey Bosa was on a pitch count coming in on third down. Derwin James is out for the year. Right. Chris Harris, the cornerback from the Broncos, was out. Those aren't just average players. Each and every one of those guys has been to a Pro Bowl. So it's talented guys that are missing for the Chargers. And it's tough. But, and look, Herbert still looks good. He's slinging that ball. He's sticking in the pocket and taking hits and still making the throw. I mean, last night it was a shame because the Chargers had a field goal from 49 in a dome, mind you. He got it to the, with 5 seconds left, and the freaking kicker goes and misses the 49-yard field goal. So just they did everything they could to lose last night. They really did. It's a shame. Yeah. What's up, Jason?
And again, not that I was crying. I wasn't crying for them. I'll cry for my team, but I won't cry for them.
But we'll see what happens. But I'm curious to see what happens in tonight's game. And like I said, man, it's a shame. I was really looking forward to having a great Thursday night game. I know we had Bears Bucks, but it was kind of ugly. Chiefs and Bills was going to be a real high-powered, good game Thursday. And obviously now I don't think we're getting a game. It's good because that got moved to Sunday.
Yeah,
so no game this Thursday.
Either Sunday or Sunday or Monday. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so that means that when I miss the show, I won't have a game to miss too.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, you got something going Thursday, Captain?
Yeah, Thursday. It will be my last. Hopefully, will be my last. Sorry, guys, can't be here type of show, and I can't do my show on Thursday either. Pending further developments, and I'll obviously advise everybody what those pending further developments are. But
we can tell
the other side of the door.
Captain made it to the next round of amateur night at Chippendales. He was there like a Thursday ago. Yeah, just say, Captain, good for you. You're a hell of a dancer. He moved on to the championship round this Thursday. All up to Captain shaking his booty and twerking. Well, it might be Magic Jack instead of Captain Jack.
Yeah, there you go.
And I had no issues with the other side of the door. Trust me, man. I went in there and I just kind of glared and nothing was said. That's great. That's the one great thing about subversive Asians. Or submissive, not subversive, submissive Asians. Yeah. There you go. I know it's
Coach. I could just see the confusion in Coach's face when he heard subversive Asians. He was just like he wanted to get it's working like a champ. Wanted to get the dictionary out.
Yeah, because I own one.
Yeah, that's true too. Good point, Coach.
Yeah.
What, a subversive Asian or a dictionary? Which one do you own? I don't know.
I don't own either. I don't own either. So okay. There you go.
Now, Captain, was it all football players of those 5 for Florida?
Don't know. I just saw it was 5 people. I don't know if it's staff, football, people that are in the dorm. It just said 5 people, and I can go into a little bit more. But again, I didn't have a chance to check it. Sorry.
Okay.
No, since Michael brought it up, and only because he brought it up. The one time that I went to counseling, and this was 20 years ago in England, okay? The counselor after the session, and I'm not lying, I swear.
He gave you a number because he recognized you from
No. He went to me and he goes, "Man, she gives me a headache too. She doesn't listen." I'm like, now you got the problem. And I didn't go to any further sessions because when the guy says, "You got an issue here," I said, yeah, I've been dealing with it, but I've been doing it for 20 something years.
Wow. And let's be honest. Captain told me this story at the end of the session. The therapist was actually laying on the couch and Captain was talking to him.
We were talking sports by that time. We were.
The therapist,
what do you like? Yeah. Let me tell you something about them. I think they got a really shitty defense, but next week, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there, Jay. Good to go.
Yeah. Now, Jason Dean brought the Van Gundy brothers, too. It just doesn't make sense to me. Stan had a lot of trouble getting along with players. Jeff hasn't coached since the Knicks, right? I mean, he's been in broadcasting, I believe, over a decade.
Yeah.
And I just think with a young guy like Zion and that team, I don't know. I'm going just
that speaks of somebody younger that can talk to the younger crowd.
Right. I agree.
And again,
plus they're defensive coaches and it's a different game too.
Right. And Stan and Jeff, oh my God. That's a great comedy team, but I don't think it would work in today's NBA. Besides, Jeff is so good as a color commentator. Is he really going to leave that Cush job?
Right.
Okay. You have some people that leave Cush job. Yeah. I'm going there, Coach.
Yeah, Gruden got $10 million a year though, $100 million.
There you go. Okay. There are some people that leave Cush jobs to go into coaching, sans the money, but really, should they really be there?
Yeah.
We'll find out at the end of the year.
And I think Gruden too. I don't think it was all about money. I think he missed football. I think he missed football. Right. He's a grinder, man. And that's why they call him Gruden Grinders. He would go in, wasn't it notoriously early, like 3 a.m. And I just think some guys like Belichick, football's their life. And I think he did enjoy Monday Night Football, but I think he missed the game more than he missed money.
He missed the game, and he missed the opportunity to win it with the team that he wanted to win it with. And I firmly believe that. He wanted to win it with the Raiders wearing those colors and that shield. And I think he really losing it.
Mm-hmm.
Gruden 1.0 ended in a fucking tuck game. Okay, and then the next year he goes into Tampa with Dungy's guys, and with Kiffin's defense wins it. Okay,
right.
Because all he had to do was beat the team that he knew so much about. And again, he's got the ring, but he wanted to win it with the Raiders. I firmly believe that.
I think it's a little bit of that LeBron syndrome. LeBron went to Miami and won it, but he really wanted to win one in Cleveland for Cleveland. I think it's a lot of that with Gruden. I think he wants to win one and look, it'd be a big deal now. Because, like I said, last time, and I'm not trying to say be mean, Captain, but the last time the Raiders won a championship, I was 12 pounds and could see my dick. So
yeah.
it's been
a while since you could say that. There you go.
But no, I mean they're.
I don't know. All I see is a bunch of skin. I don't know what the fuck's underneath it. But
the last one they won was the 84, but the 83 team, correct?
Right. Yes. Yeah. 83 season, January 84.
Right. And Raiders fans are hungry. And Jason Dean, I would like Jason Kidd. I'd honestly go Mark Jackson before Jason Kidd.
I would.
Mark Jackson doesn't get the credit for kind of getting the Warriors, getting them playing as a team. And then Steve Kerr did take them over the mountainside, but Mark Jackson's a good mind too, and I might go to him.
Yeah, I take Jackson. I mean, if you ask Jason Kidd
at that time, Mike, it was true. He was.
If I was gonna say, if you have Mark Jackson, Jason Kidd would be a great assistant. That would be a good 1-2 combo, but I definitely would defer with Jackson being the top on that.
I think Kidd was in L.A. with Vogel. I'm not sure about that, but I think Jason Kidd was an assistant with the Lakers with Vogel, because I know Ty Lue, who it's looking like he's going to get that Clippers job, was obviously with Doc in the Clippers.
Right. You want me to look it up? Jason Kidd, Vogel? Sure.
Yeah, get it if you want to. Why not?
Yeah, I forgot to look up the other one. What was I supposed to look up again?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were going to look up the Kershaw injury thing or if there
was
that's it.
Kershaw injury thing.
Yeah.
Not that anybody cares.
So my Eagles, I think they're going to drop another one this week because we got the Ravens, and I really don't foresee them beating that rushing attack. Although the Eagles do have a good D-line, so maybe they can slow down the rushing game for the Ravens. And when you do slow down that rushing game, you can cause problems. It's just until the Eagles can get healthy somewhat, I just don't know how good they can be. And obviously,
next Thursday they play the Giants.
Right. Well, we can beat the Giants, obviously, but
obviously.
Well, no,
it worries me. It worries me
because
I don't think you can, and I want the number 1 pick.
Oh,
so it worries
he wants
me.
to lose. Coaches, he wants. I get it. Sometimes you hate to root against your team. They say, but sometimes.
Lose for Lawrence, man.
Yeah, sometimes.
Look, but here's the deal. I think if the Giants win a couple of games, the goddamn ownership of the Giants is going to stick with the general manager.
How do you stick with him? I mean, like Daniel Jones,
because
even if he hits, they could have got him 10 picks later to move back in the draft, get capital, and take Daniel Jones later if he's your guy. But now he's not looking like the guy. And then Barkley looks bad. They could have got Nick Chubb 30 picks later and drafted who went early? The guy from the Quentin Nelson. He could have been your guard from the Colts. He went early, like 5th pick. Draft Quentin Nelson instead of Saquon. Get Nick Chubb and tell me that Giants team doesn't look better.
Right. You're right. Absolutely. I agree. But here's the thing. Because, this guy's old school. He doesn't make trades. That's a problem when you're trying to build a team and you trade back to build capital.
Yeah. So
instead of drafting a daggone running back at number 3.
Jason Dean just asked me a question. He said, so, Nick, if the Eagles get the number 1, do I take Lawrence? I'm sticking with Wentz. I don't think Wentz is the problem. I think it's the team. I think Wentz needs to play better. Don't get me wrong. But you've gotten so much money tied up in him. Now, if I could get a number 1 pick back, I would take Lawrence. I would. If I could get a first-round pick.
You're not.
For Wentz, he's got a lot. Dude, the guy was an MVP candidate. I mean, people forget about that.
MVP. He got hurt. He didn't
All
win
right.
the Super Bowl. You're not.
Okay.
You're not. It's just.
Oh, shut up. They might have won the Super Bowl that year.
They might have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You don't know.
Well, he got hurt.
He was hurt
In a freak injury, too. He was diving in and hurt his freaking. And, one thing I wanted to talk about yesterday, and I really feel bad about that. Dak.
Breaking news here. Our insider.
Yeah, we said that 3 weeks ago. He's right.
Billy's our insider, man.
Billy's right. Howie hasn't been drafting the right people.
Right.
And that's the problem. We miss Joe Douglas. I agree with Billy in that sense. But, one thing I was going to – and, look, I feel horrible what happened to Dak. But, Mike McCarthy – and I'm not trying to – look, he didn't want his quarterback to get hurt. But let's not forget what happened to Andy Reid last year on the sneak where Mahomes gets hurt.
Yes.
He called a quarterback draw on that play. And, like they were asking too much of Dak. He's, catching touchdowns, throwing touchdowns, running for touchdowns.
Wait. I thought that play, he just got flushed out of the pocket.
Look it up. It was a quarterback draw.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember saying, man, McCarthy, why are you doing that? Yeah, okay. The Big Ten was going to cancel, and now they're playing, Billy. So how good of an insider are you?
Yeah.
You're an insider on the outside.
He's an outs and out. He's an outs and iser.
He's just putting out they redid their decision, but okay.
The answers to the questions were that Coach, no, he has not missed postseason starts. He's missed the start at the very. He was on the IL at the beginning of this year. He also missed
back spasms. Yep.
He also had something where he in the middle, first portion during the middle of the year. There is nothing on postseason injuries for Clayton Kershaw. And as far as Kidd and Vogel, yes, they. All I'm seeing is that they do have a relationship. With Vogel out in L.A. and Vogel admits he has joked with Jason Kidd's basically about backstabbing. So there's that Jason Kidd Vogel relationship, and that was as of last year as well. So there obviously that relationship with Vogel does exist there.
Okay. All right, Nick, you like this game tonight? You putting any action on it?
I like the Dodgers, and then I heard Kershaw wasn't pitching, and they're playing right now. The Bills game, Bills are a field goal. I bet the Bills. I mean, I like the Bills. I think they're more balanced. I don't know about the Titans too much. They haven't really played anybody. The Bills, they played the Dolphins, who I think are a good team. They played the Raiders, who I think are a good team. So I'm going to go with the Bills. I like the Bills tonight. In the baseball game, look, the Astros are playing for their life. I think the Rays are going to win the series now, being down 2-0. I mean, their bullpen and Cash and the way they're just – it's just unbelievable. I mean, their bullpen is just so good. And the way they pull the strings and all, it just seems like they do everything right. I mean, it happened in the Yankee series where they were down 1-0 and took 3 or 4, which isn't easy to do against the Yanks.
How did you get into this crap?
I'm talking about the Rays Astros game. Ask me who I like, jerk off. I'm saying
you're going into this whole damn guy. Who cares about the Rays in the damn goddamn Yankees?
I fucking care about the Rays.
There you go. But I was giving a recap about the Rays Astro game, and I'm saying the Rays are playing really good, are they not?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So I'll go with the Astros for game 3, but I think the Rays are going to take it in 6. I really do. I don't think it goes more than 6. And let's not forget, Coach, who said Lakers in 6? I did. Who said Lightning in 6? I did. Now, I did call the Dodgers to win the World Series, and I'm praying it still holds up because I got over $1,000 laying on it. So I need the Dodgers.
What game are you talking about the fumble? What was he talking about with the
what
thing here? This.
Nick, now that interception, how in the hell was that not a fumble? He caught the ball, made a football move, and lost the ball.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know which game you're talking about.
Now that interception, how in the hell was that not a fumble? He caught the ball, made a football. Are you talking about the Patriots game, Billy? Because that game, it was where Belichick was. I don't know. Billy, tell us what you're talking about. And then Brian, Brian Boo Ellis is Stiz's boy, Coach. He was saying to Stiz how you called the Giants game on Sunday. That you said it was going to be a shootout, and you almost called the score, too.
I know, I did.
You just missed it. If it was, you called 37-34.
And I did call the Lakers in 6, Mike Sarah. Thank you for that.
Oh, he's saying Eagles Steelers.
Captain, I think you called Lakers in 5.
No,
I
no,
could
no,
be wrong.
no,
Because
no.
I remember Angela said it, and you said,
No, wait. We got
No.
somebody backing him up.
I called Lakers in 6.
I'll have to go back and check because
Yeah.
at one point, I don't know.
No.
Angela said
At the beginning, before they even had the injuries. Before they even had the injuries, when Dragic was still playing, I say Lakers in 6 because the way the Heat are playing, they're going to steal some of those games. Now, after game 1,
they got hurt, I think we said it could be 5.
Right. I said it could be 5, and depending upon what's going on, hell, it could be a sweep. And that actually is a paraphrase of almost my exact words. But before the series started, I said Lakers in 6.
The Eagles game. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Billy. He's right about that. Yeah, the Eagles game. But, I mean, the Eagles right now, I'm honestly with the Eagles, I'm resigned to the fact that I know they're not going to do anything this year. Can they maybe win the division? Yeah. I'm very, very concerned about the future of the Eagles. That's my concern because we've been a team, look, we've made the playoffs the last 3 years and things were looking so good and we've become old very fast. And I have, and I know I've gone through it, but let's look at it, real quick. I'll go, Coach, but Lane Johnson, I think you can count on it right tackle. Brandon Brooks, 2-turn Achilles. Jason Kelsey's like 32 or 33. Your left tackle, who you drafted in the first round, we have no clue about. Okay? Zach Ertz wants a contract, isn't happy. Goddard, okay, he's hurt, but I do like him. Then you got Jeffrey gone, Jackson gone, Rager, I have no clue about. We could have DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson. We have J.J. Arcadia-Whiteside and Jalen Rager, who the books go out on.
Rager, I think, will pan out.
I think so, too, but the book's are out on him right now, Captain. You know what I mean? Defensively, we have no linebackers, 0 linebackers. Brandon Graham's getting older. Fletcher Cox has got a huge contract. I like Fletch, but he's getting older, too. McLeod's old. I do like Darius Slay. So there's and I like Carson. But there's like 3 or 4 guys that I think are future guys that we can count on this team. That leaves a lot of open positions.
Hey, that's only 50 spots to fill.
Right.
But Billy, how did the Cowboys screw themselves by not signing Dak? Dak got hurt, man. They saved themselves by not signing him. I don't
forgive me for saying this. I actually agree with Coach.
Yeah, so do I. Because now, I don't think they're going to pay him. They're going to give him a franchise tag probably and see how he plays.
Again.
Now, if you mean they screwed themselves, that Dak's going to be pissed that, Dak's the one who walked from the deal.
Right.
And I'm not trying to, look, I feel bad what happened to Dak, but I think there was an argument either over years or money.
Yes,
I don't know what it was.
To give him 5, he wanted
4. Right.
Yeah.
So
that's on Dak, man. That's
but you know what, though, too, and I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I do feel bad. The guy still got $31 million. That's more money than me, you, Coach, Captain, all of us are going to see in all of our lives.
I was going to say pretty much everybody that's in this chat with their immediate family, with their cousins and brothers and sisters probably won't make that combined.
Yeah, he'll be okay. Like, he can take that money, invest in it, and if he's smart, he'll be set up for the rest of his life. $31 million, that's 31 years of $1 million.
All guaranteed, man.
Right. Yeah. So, and I think, like I said, I think he's still going to get taken care of. He'll probably get a franchise tag again. They'll see how he does next year. And if he shows that he's back, he'll get paid.
Oh, okay. I forgot Jason Dean and Stiz have money. I apologize, gentlemen.
Did Stiz say he got money too?
Yeah, well, Jason Dean says he has money, and Boo says not Stiz.
Not Stiz. Okay, not Stiz.
So
Jason Dean's got Dak money. I didn't know that, but Jason Dean.
Well, that's why he works for Amazon, man. He takes all the fucking good shit and reports it missing. And that's a good thing. And I love you, Jason Dean.
Jason Dean Bezos, we'll call him.
He's Jeff Bezos' illegitimate kid. Come on, man. Come on. Plus, he's wealthy with love. He's got money and love. There you go.
All right, everyone. Thanks for checking it out. We appreciate it. Make sure you go over to YouTube, subscribe to the page, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Coach Muddle. Just type it in to be part of the show. And we'll be back tomorrow, minus Captain. He's got obligations.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh, tomorrow. I
And
see I'm a day ahead. Tomorrow's only Wednesday. I'm sorry.
he's
And
a day late, dollar short.
And my obligations are community related. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a
Community
community.
It's
What is it? A communal urinal? What? I mean,
Yeah.
fuck you, coach. You know what the hell it is.
Yeah,
Fuck
and,
you for
and
saying.
Coach, real quick, Stiz just said, I'm so broke I can't pay attention. And then Chris Lentz said that cheap pile of toilet paper for me. Well, I'll say Stiz has a roll of toilet paper. I actually took a picture of it and sent it to Coach one time. It says generic tissue for cheap assholes. A great roll of toilet paper. So, yeah, I thought that was a cool thing to have in your bathroom. Now, Jason, I'll go to the brothel, Jason Dean. I'm in next time in Vegas.
No,
There you go.
I
He's
think
there
he was,
all the
I
time.
think he was talking about my
Oh,
community.
sorry. I won't go to the brothel then.
So, all right, everyone. Thanks for checking us out. We'll be back tomorrow. Just make sure you check us out on those other. Oh yeah, and by the way, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can listen to us anytime. So check that out as well. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for checking us out.